Whenever something comes up, like they, okay, we need this, and especially if you are doing like, okay, why don't you do this, please?
Yeah, exactly. So for the people who are in the software side, especially in the SAP side, they have to keep learning
Yes,
because
yes,
even yeah, SAP
absolutely.
is also coming up with a different thing, HANA, and then something else. So people have to learn, know the choice.
Yes, and now it's became multi-modular thingy. Like earlier, okay, one module is fine.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. Yeah, that's it. You're staying in India or outside India?
No, I'm based at London actually. It's morning 6 o'clock for us, 6:08. So
Oh, it's early morning then.
yeah, early
Okay.
morning. Yeah, yeah. Actually, Priya asked me like, okay, is it convenient timing difference? I told her like I used to wake up at 5:30, so that's fine with me. So
Okay. Okay. Just let me go through the what are the course content, and then we will little bit. I will a little bit describe about what are the each topic, and then we will go
yeah,
ahead with this.
thank you,
So
mom. Thank
basically, this course content, yeah, this course content is designed for the kind of people who are even for freshers for the SAP also.
you. Yeah,
So that's the reason I have included some of the basic SAP GUI navigation details and all those things. But
yeah,
as you are aware of SAP, so maybe we can skip those things and concentrate on the more very other functionalities of SAP SRM.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then the procure to pay flow, and this is we will just describe what is the procurement cycle starting from the purchase requisitions and then start going to the purchase order and then goods receipt and then invoice verification and all these things. And how this will be little bit different if you go for the if you implement SAP SRM. What are the it's the process is same. The only the difference is there is some naming conventions are different. Like in the requisition we call it in the SAP side, and the same thing we call in SAP SRM as the shopping cart. So shopping cart is a different is a word for the equivalent word for the purchase requisitions in SAP SRM. But
okay,
once again, how you create those shopping carts, that is a different ways are there. Those are called catalogs. Basically, SAP SRM is designed to enhance the individuals in the company to create their own requisitions. In a normal procurement cycle, suppose let us say take one end user from the maintenance department. Whenever he wants some material, he has to write an indent and then he will submit that indent to the purchasing department. Then the purchasing department will create a purchase requisitions. Once again, that will undergo a and the buyer will take up the requisitions and assign the supplier. That then the purchase order will be created. Once that purchase order will be sent to the vendor, and then the process will continue. So instead of creating the indent and then submitting to the purchasing department, and sometimes the purchasing department they might not be knowing what is the exact purpose of that particular material.
yes,
So there will be a lot of time delay between these two processes. So what the people thought is let us take example of the Dell. If I want some computer from the Dell, I can directly go to the Dell website where I can see the Dell catalog of different varieties of the processors, different varieties of the monitors are there. So depending on my requirement and my budget constraint, everything, I can directly select whatever the items I need and then create my own configured system. So it's much easier when the person who is actually requiring that material, he will directly see what are the different varieties of that particular product and the different specifications, and depending on his requirement, he can choose his own product. So it is the same concept we want to bring into the for the enterprise also. That means we will create the catalog, different catalogs from different vendors, and we will make it available to the our end users in SAP. So the people from different departments, let us say maintenance department or some other admin department, they can directly go into the this website, Dell Web Catalog, which is included in the SAP SRM portal, and then they can choose whatever the product they need, and then directly create the shopping cart. So that shopping cart will once again undergo a so buyer will have a look on those whatever the shopping carts, and then once everything is fine, then it will directly move to the vendor. So it is much easier for the end user to directly choose whatever the products he needs, and he can also see what is the status of his particular requirement. So this makes the end user much comfortable compared to a conventional SAP procurement process. So this is we are going to discuss here basically. So we will see how to integrate these catalogs like Dell catalog, how to integrate that into the SAP SRM, and how to once again there will be a different type of vendors all will be there. Dell, for example, Dell is one of the biggest catalog vendors. He can afford the maintaining the servers and maintaining the catalogs and everything. There will be sometimes there will be a small kind of vendors will be there where they cannot maintain the servers and all those servers details. So what they will do is they will provide whatever the catalog items in a kind, let us say in a particular Excel format or maybe in a notepad format, or some we have plenty of options are there. They can provide all those catalog items in a particular format, and then those catalog items we will upload into our own server that is called SRM MDM. So SRM MDM, it acts as just like a catalog server. So whoever is the small kind of buyers, suppliers, they will send the catalog items in a, let us say, Excel format. Then we will upload all those items into a SRM MDM. This SRM MDM will be connected to our SRM server. So the end user, from the maintenance department, he can directly log in into the SRM, and he can access the SRM and MDM catalog items, and he can choose whatever the items he needs. So this will make the job of a requisition much easier, so it will reduce a lot of burden on the purchasing department. At the same time, the purchasing department can concentrate on some other like a strategic in order to find its best strategies with the vendors and to find the best contracts with the different vendors. So they can concentrate on the strategic part instead of this operational routine kind of jobs. They can concentrate on some other jobs. That was the main intention.
Mohan garu, you mean to say like that MDM is for master data maintenance?
Yes. There are two.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are two things. There is a MDM is there. There is a SRM MDM is there. MDM is for master data. That means it can hold the material master, vendor master, all kind of master data will be there in the MDM. But SRM MDM, it's different from the MDM system, which is it will hold only catalog items, only for the SRM purpose. That's the reason we call it as the SRM MDM.
Perfect, I got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so basically we will maintain only the catalog items here. So the searching, if you go to the any of the catalogs, you will get plenty of different searching options. And the moment you enter any kind of a search and then press enter, you will get the response will be very fast. That's the reason we have a different server for the catalog. In the catalog, this MDM, you can maintain thousands of the items, catalog items. And you can have plenty of searching options, and there are different configurations available to make the look and feel as a different. And you have, that's the purpose of this SRM MDM. Basically, in this course, we will be basically seeing what are the basics of the SAP SRM, what was the actual purpose of creating the SRM, and what are the architecture of that one, and how we can get the master data. Either we can get it from legacy system, let us say SAP, or from any other system, or how to create the master data in itself, in the SAP SRM itself. So we will see all those things in the SAP, these basics of the SAP SRM.
Yeah. Primarily it is used for indirect procurement, I believe.
Exactly, that's right. So the main purpose of SRM is for indirect material. Let us say we need a computer, which is not our direct material. my
Yes.
direct material maybe automobile, but I
Yeah.
need a lot of computers, lot of indirect materials. So SRM was mainly designed for the indirect material,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
afterwards it's enhanced to use the direct materials also. Let us say I have so many legacy systems are there. Let us take one is the planning system is there, APO, and one is my MRP system is there, and some other legacy system where I have a different planning scenarios and all those things. All these legacy systems, they will produce the what is the demand for a particular year. So all these demand I can push into the SAP SRM, one procurement system, and then convert in these requisitions into a one particular purchase order.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, I can also use this SAP SRM for direct material procurement also. That is basically called plan deliver procurement. That means planning is happening in some legacy system. I'm using that legacy system for creating the direct material purchase orders.
Okay, that means SRM, there is a concept of planning as well then.
It's not a planning concept. The planning will still happen in the legacy system, but whatever the results of the the legacy system can be a APO also, your SAP APO also, where you have SNC is there, supplier network planning and all those things, where you have a different planning programs are there. They will the end result of that planning will be you need so much of demand for this so much of product. So you can push all those details into the SAP SRM. This SAP SRM convert those planning details into the purchase order.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Anand. Yeah.
That is called that's like this. We are using nowadays we are using the SRM for direct materials also, direct material procurement also.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
Once again, here we have a different scenarios like we have let us take we have a ERP in place where procurement process is already there. So why should I go for the SAP SRM once again? And once again, what are the different functionalities of SAP SRM and which scenario is suitable? So different scenarios are there depending on what is the requirement of the customer. We have different scenarios are there. Let us say you have a very good, very perfect procurement process in place from SAP ERP. So you just want to use the additional functionalities of SAP SRM like catalog, and then you want to use sourcing cockpit. Like this, you want to just use the additional functionalities of SAP SRM. Then it is better we recommend the user to use the classic scenario. So like this, we have three different scenarios in SAP. One of them is classic scenario, second one is extended classic scenario, third one is standalone scenario. At the same time, using some technical changes, you can also have one more scenario, combination of these two things called a decoupled scenario. That is combination of classic and extended classic scenario. That is called decoupled scenario. Maybe when you go for the classic scenario, you have a very good procurement system in place. You just want to use the additional functionalities like you want to use the catalog functionality, you want to use the shopping cart functionality in the SAP SRM. In those cases, you can go for the classic scenario. Where in this process, you will basically, end users will log into the SAP SRM and create using the catalogs, they will create the shopping carts. Once the shopping cart is created in SAP SRM, that will be transferred back to the backend system as a purchase order. So once again, the purchase order process will continue, the cycle will continue in the ERP side. So you are just enhancing your procurement system by adding the SAP SRM on top of it. And that is called classic scenario. Whereas extended classic scenario is, it is mainly benefit for the people who are having multiple legacy systems. Let us say you have a APO in place, you have a ERP in place, you have some other legacy system where planning will happen in place. So you want to have one procurement system
that will be converted into purchase requisition, so on.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
The only here also the process is same. Whatever you create the requisitions first and then convert into a purchase order, goods receipt, the process is same. But the only thing is how you are creating those requisitions and how you are converting those. That is the difference, basically.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the three scenarios. But if you want to have, suppose for one kind of a product, you want to go for a classic scenario, and one kind of a product, you want to go for the extended classic scenario. Yes, that is also possible, but that is with some kind of a technical changes are required, program changes are required. That is called a decoupled scenario, basically. So we will be discussing more about this. What are the different functions available in classic scenario, extended classic scenario? We will be discussing all those things mostly in this topic.
Is it part of functional thing or ABAP SRM?
No, it's a part of functional thing, and it is very important for as a functional consultant. You need to explain to your business team. So you see, these are the three scenarios available, and these are the different functionalities available in different scenarios, and these are the different restrictions are there. So once you have to detail show to them, then it is up to the business team which scenario they want to go. It is the business team who will decide basically.
Thanks, Mohan. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. And then comes the org structure. So org structure is each entity who are working in the SAP SRM, it may be the employee, it may be the supplier, it may be the plant, or it may be the anything. They will have these entities are called business partner in SAP SRM. So, and also this business partner should be attached in the org structure. Until, like in ERP, suppose whenever a new employee joins, we will basically create a user ID and password for that employee and then give it to that employee and give some authorizations to him. So, even in SAP SRM, by just having the user ID and password and having some authorizations, you cannot do anything because SRM, everything depends on the org structure. So, whoever is newly created employee, that employee should exist in the org structure. So, you should have an org structure, and within the org structure, you have some different departments. Different departments under that one, you have different positions. Each position under that one, you will have a central person will be there. For each central person, there should be a one person adding to that person. So, if one person is having all these details, only in that case that person can access the SAP SRM. So, once again, this org structure is very important in SAP SRM. So, we will be seeing how to create this org structure. Once again, you have two ways of creating this org structure. Suppose you have SAP HR system is already implemented. You can import the org structure from your HR system. Instead of creating your own org structure, you can import the org structure from HR system. That is one way. Or you can create your own org structure in SAP SRM. So,
it's org structure is more or less similar to HR1 only.
Yes, exactly. But if you are importing from the HR org structure, that org structure will be based on your HR point of view. Sometimes there will be a little bit confusion when you go for the procurement purchases. For example, a maintenance person might be creating one shopping cart. Okay, in the HR org structure, if you see that the department head will be his own manager. But in this particular scenario, let us say I want my plant manager to approve this one. So it will be little bit difficult because that org structure is little bit different compared to my procurement org structure.
Yeah.
But there is, if you directly import from the HR system, it will reduce lot of burden on your procurement. Otherwise, you need keep on creating your org structure, and then it is one of the biggest. You need to dedicate 1 or 2 people. If your organization is very big, at least you need to dedicate 1 or 2 people only to maintain your own org structure in the SAP SRM.
Okay. Only like org structure, SRM org structure is for approval side, I believe. Am I right?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Whereas HR org structure, that is for your career growth kind of thing. So there will be sometimes the difference will be a lot of difference will be there. That is a different, and procurement cycle is a different.
Yeah. You're right.
The next topic is operational procurement. In the operational procurement, as we were discussing, it's mainly basically doing the configuration settings for creating the shopping cart. What are the configurations that are required? And suppose I'm creating a shopping cart and I'm using a classic scenario. So once the shopping cart is created, that shopping cart will create one backend document. That backend document, it can be a reservation, or it can be a purchase requisition, or it can be a purchase order itself. So you can do all kind of configurations in the SRM system. So based on that configuration, the backend documents will be created. So all these configurations will be done in the operational procurement. Here, basically, we will concentrate on all the configuration settings required for the shopping carts, basically. Okay. What are the tax codes, and then what is the system landscape, what are the defining the backend systems here. All these things will happen in the operational procurement.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you.
Yeah. Then comes the plan-driven procurement. This is what I was calling as a direct material procurement using the SAP SRM. So here we will basically see how to integrate your SRM system to your backend legacy systems. Once the planning details are created in the legacy system, how to push all those things into the SAP SRM, and then convert that into a purchase order.
Yeah.
So here basically we will be seeing all this direct material procurement in this particular topic. What are the different settings are required to push the backend planning detail into a SAP SRM. So we will be seeing all those things.
Yeah.
Then comes the workflow. In SAP SRM, there is a, compared to SAP new version, SAP SRM 7.0 and SAP SRM 5.0, there is a lot of difference between this workflow concept. In the previous versions, we were using application control workflow, where the developer will create the workflow template, and then we will be attaching that to the particular event, and then whenever that event is triggered, this particular workflow will trigger. So the workflow will be designed by the developers basically. In the new version of the SAP has come up with a process control workflow, where most of the workflow is just like a configuration now. It's just like a table entries. So you just need to maintain the table entries. Depending on that, the workflow will trigger basically. So even for a small kind of a changes, like you want to add a new approval or you want to delete a new approval, it is much easier compared to old version of the workflow. This is called BRFs, basically BRFs, events will be there. So we will be discussing about how to create these BRF events, BRF expression, and then how to create this process control workflow we will be seeing here. So basically this workflow, let us say you have created a shopping cart, then the workflow will trigger, then it will either go to your manager for first level approval. Once it is approved, it may be, depending on value of the particular shopping cart, it may go to your plan manager. Once the plan manager is approved, if it is a classic scenario, it will create a backend document. That means the document will be created in the ERP system. If it is a extended classic scenario, the purchase order will be created in your SAP SRM system itself. So like this, we will be setting up all the settings for the workflow here in this basic topic.
Yeah.
The next topic is catalog management. As we were discussing, the main use of this SAP SRM is catalog. So once again, there are two kind of catalogs are there. One is a let's take a Dell, where the Dell is maintaining all the servers. So he will create a catalog and then he will just do some links to us. So we will configure those links. So any user from our enterprise, he can directly access that Dell catalog and then create the shopping carts. That is punch-out catalogs. That means the supplier is providing all the details. Whereas the other thing is SRM MDM catalogs, where the supplier, he may not be having that capability, so he will be providing the catalog items in a kind of a Excel sheet. So we will upload all those into the SAP SRM, and then that SRM will be linked to our system. So that is called in-house catalogs basically.
So this master data will flow to SRM in the form of iDocs, I think.
Those are called BDocs. Yeah, exactly.
BDocs. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a name change they have given. Instead of iDocs, they have given a BDocs, business documents.
Business document, yes. Okay. Thanks.
So in this thing, basically we will be seeing how to configure these punch-out catalogs or how to configure these MDN catalogs and how to access those catalogs. If it is an MDN catalog, how to we can once again in MDM we have three different things. We need to configure the repository. We need to configure the catalog items. Once the catalog items are imported into the MDM system, once again you have a data manager tool is there where you can go and change some of the data. So once again we will be seeing there SRM MDM. You will be seeing some three different tools to maintain the data in the catalog.
Yeah.
Sourcing is one of the very good functionality in SAP SRM, where we have a sourcing cockpit is there, where you have a plenty of functions are there in the whenever you have made some and you have any particular supplier for that particular material, then you can create a bid invitation for different vendors for asking them their bid response. Once you get the bid response, then once again you can choose whichever is the best bid. Then you can choose a bid and then assign a contract to hit that guy. And then once the contract is in place, you can issue the purchase order against that contract. And like this, you have plenty of options in one place that is called sourcing cockpit. So using this sourcing cockpit, you can we have a different servers are also there, like live auction cockpit, where live cockpit is something whenever the bid responses you will be getting live from the suppliers. There will be so many suppliers are there in online, so there will be a one live auction cockpit. Auction will be keep going on. So one supplier will be competing with the other suppliers. So finally, you will get a very good price for a particular product. That is called live auction cockpit. So all these things are there in the SRM. So you can use best use of all these functionalities for getting the very good price for a particular product and very good contract for a particular with a perfect supplier. So we will be discussing all those things here in the sourcing cockpit, how to create a vision, how to and how to contact a particular supplier. So we will be seeing all those things in the sourcing process. Here once again, yes.
Mohan, do we have a portal as well, or just like in?
Yes, we have a portal. All these things, SAP SRM, everything will happen in the portal inside itself. The end user will only see the portal. He never log in into the SAP GUI, and he will be only seeing the portal. But as a functional consultant, we will be doing all our configurations in the SAP SRM GUI side.
Yes, yeah. But user part, do we have a portal for just to okay, post something and check in SAP? Do we have as part of our training, like, do we going and putting some? Are we going and putting some transactions in portal? Or,
yes. We will be doing all our transactions in the portal itself. Yes.
Or we can check like whether it's interfacing to
Yes. As a part of this training, we will be needing 4 different servers. In fact, one is SAP ECC server unit, one is SAP SRM server unit, and then you need the portal server, and then you need the SRM MDM servers. We will be needing 4 different servers only to cover this particular topic.
Perfect. So that means portal also there. So we'll be checking as part of our training. Yeah, post one transaction through portal. Yeah. Perfect.
Yes, sir. So we will be seeing how to create the shopping carts. We will be doing all these things in the portal itself. So do some configuration changes, and how we will be seeing in the portal and how that configuration is changing in the portal side. And if it is a workflow, how the end user, that means workflow approvals, everything will happen in the portal itself. So for everything, we will be using the portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Finally, we will be covering the service procurement. So we can use the SAP SRM for the servicing procurement also. So this is there is a lot of enhancement compared to our ECC for regarding the service procurement. So you can have a kind of a hierarchy kind of thing. Like one project is there, like a building aeroplane. So building aeroplane, it can be divided into so many services. So you can have that hierarchy, everything in one particular shopping cart. So creating